Welcome to your Monday Morning Pearl. I'm Steve Keck. Today we're going to begin a series where we're talking about the cultural impacts in sales. I'm not talking about developing a sales culture, and we'll get to that this year, but what we're going to talk about is how a culture can have an effect on your sales cycle. So we're going to talk about a variety of fascinating and unexpected ways that a culture is impacting the way your clients buy from you. So today, we're going to focus on something truly unexpected: climate. So how on earth can the weather affect how someone buys from you? It basically comes down to this. The weather determines what type of relationships the community has with each other and how they operate. And here's why. Resources are impacted by the weather. So if you need to connect to get resources, you need to talk the same language. You need to communicate in similar fashions. Where you can get resources abundantly available, it's not required. So you don't connect to your neighbors as well. You can have different languages. Here, and I'll give you an example. The tiny South Asian country of Papua New Guinea has 900 indigenous languages. While Russia, the area currently known as Russia, has 105 indigenous languages. So what does that tell us about sales? It tells us that when the resources are scarce, such as in a place like Russia, where the winters are long and there's not as much food, people need to communicate and get together. Whereas in another area, like in South Asia, where there's abundant rainfall, there's abundant resources, they don't have to communicate, and so their languages diverge. But also their cultural communication diverges as well. And so when you're dealing with someone from a country that has an ancestry based out of an abundant resource, they're going to respond a different way than someone from a country where the resources fluctuate. I know that sounds a little confusing, but we're going to go over that over the next couple of weeks. The difference between what I would call a hot culture, where the weather is hot, and a cold culture, where the weather is cold, and how to deal with that in your sales and your prospecting. What I'm talking about here is a way to honor the culture of the people that you're working with. Understanding where they're coming from, what type of tendencies that they need to feel comfortable and to make decisions will both help you improve your sales cycles, build better relationships, and honor the people that you work with. And that will do nothing but bear fruit for you. So we're going to focus on that over the next couple of weeks so that you can understand A, where you come from, B, where other people are coming from, so that you can be more effective at communicating with them. A good thing for you to work on this week is think about where your families are from. What type of culture do they live under? What type of dynamics do you see around the holidays and in the way they communicate, the way their expectations are? What are they bringing to the table? And we're going to talk a little bit more about it in the coming weeks. And as always, if you ever want to have a conversation, we love talking culture. So give us a call, reach out to us on our website or one of our social channels.